Well, Dan Dakich has always called it the way he sees it and isn't worried about ruffling a few feathers along the way. The former IU basketball captain, coach, and current media personality has earned a spot in the Business and Beyond podcast record books. Dakich is our 100th guest and the first ever to share so many stories, interesting stories. We created two parts. In this snippet from part one, Dakich talks about Mike Woodson's fit at IU, what makes the program's culture special, and Bob Knight's locker room rant wearing no clothes.
Mike Woodson has coached against the Pacers in the Eastern Conference. He's not going to worry about going to West Lafayette. I think his personality, he has a very coolness about him, a very fatherly coolness, modern, hip coolness. I think he's the perfect guy. I do, and I hope he stays there a long, long time. I think that kids want to play for him. Kids want to stay there.
We got to meet him outside the launching pad, and then it's got to be an aggressive trap.
It's like I tell people about Indiana. It's part of who I am. Like, I don't have to manufacture it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to read about it. I don't have to say, okay, now, who's that guy at practice? And it's the same thing with Woody. You know, Woody was doing his thing in the NBA, but, you know, he was in Bloomington a lot. He doesn't have to be told, hey, who's Ted Kitchell? Or, okay, that's Christian Watford. Now, what did he do? He hit the watch. Okay, you don't have to do any of that.
Play it made. Play it made.
And I've always said it's a unique. I'm not saying that our culture with Bob Knight would fly now. It certainly wouldn't. I mean, honest to God, it was, you know, looking back, you're like, wow, that was nuts. Well, that was crazy. Holy cow. Listen to this. The man was naked, no clothes on, with a towel, shimmying between his legs, with Damon Bailey, Pat Graham, and Alan Henderson in the locker room, coach's locker room, and he cut them after we lost the game. You're off the team, and you're off. And the man was naked, Gary, and he had a towel. And Bailey starts laughing, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I walk out, I go, Damon, you can't laugh. He goes, Coach, the man was naked. Come on. He's cutting us and he's naked. So can you imagine now, right? I mean, that's just one of 1,000 things that wouldn't fly. But you know what? It was our culture. It was built on being tough. It was built on execution. It was built on kids that were going to do the right thing, whether they were great players, they were going to go to class, they were going to treat women right, they were going to do all those kind of things.
And you can catch the 100th episode of the Business and Beyond podcast beginning Monday at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. And to be clear, we interviewed Dan for that podcast piece before IU's rough start to the Big Ten season. He's since been rather critical of Mike Woodson on social media.